our expectations, when we talk about them, they're consistent. They're based on the standards we've put in place here within the walls of our facility and that we've lived by on a day-to-day basis for the last several years. We want to be a team that plays with a defensive disposition. We want to be a team that brings an intensity level to the floor each time we take the court. We want to be a team that displays discipline during periods of success, during periods of adversity, and also during periods of monotony that take place during an NBA year. We also want to build on last season. We want to continue to establish a standard of play that is in place regardless of the opponent, the schedule, or the location of the game. And lastly, as I mentioned earlier, we want to continue to be a team that's focused on controlling what we can control and how we're going to accomplish the goals that we set versus talking about what we want to do. And in the process of that, proving to ourselves that we are serious enough competitors to make the necessary sacrifices to be considered an elite team year in and year out. I'm supremely confident that we'll be able to accomplish these things. I've got tremendous confidence in Scott, his staff, and our players. I think we all know that there's going to be ups and downs through the year. There's going to be emotional swings within the schedule. How we deal with those times, how we manage through them will ultimately be very definitive for us and who we are as a team. We have a very healthy respect for what's ahead of us, but we've taken that approach every year that we've been in place and understand that last season's over and we need to go back to square one and continue the process. We've gotten to this point by learning from the past, but also really focusing on the present and committing to the ideal that the results will take care of themselves as long as we stay committed to the internal standards that we have and the consistency that we display to those. Again, when it comes to our achievement level, we also want to be able to prove to ourselves, as I said before, that we'll make the necessary sacrifices to be considered an elite team year in and year out. We're excited to start the year. Our guys are excited. They've come back ready to go. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions. Good thing we have that mic.
Can you hear me?
Can you speak?
Yeah.
Is that on?
Sam, can you take us through what you think will happen starting Friday, everything from existing players to free agents to training camp rosters? How busy will it be for you?
I'd like to be able to answer that question definitively. There's still some things being worked out. We're dealing with the same circumstances that every team is. I know that there's a group of people that are working incredibly hard to bring clarity to those things. What I can tell you is that there's been a tremendous amount of preparation put in place by our coaching staff and our support staff, and we'll be ready when we get clarity on exactly what we'll be able to do and when.
You kind of hit on what I was about to ask you. I mean, normally you have like 4 months or so for free agency. You got 16 days. I mean, talk about the challenges of that, I guess, and how do you get ready for something like that?
Well, I think the challenges are obviously condensed time. That doesn't necessarily limit your ability to prepare. You have to be adaptable without knowing what's coming ahead, and we will be. But I also want to stress that we're going to continue to focus on making the best decisions for our team, both in the short and long term, and not allowing the circumstances to allow us to make a decision that would be inconsistent with our processes in the past.
Sam, some have said with the condensed schedule it might favor a younger team, fresh legs. Others have said maybe it would favor a veteran team because they wouldn't need as much practice time. Do you buy into either of those theories?
I think the schedule is the schedule. Everybody has to play the same amount of games. I think it's going to be up to each team to prepare themselves on a day-to-day basis. And I've got tremendous confidence in Scott and our players that they're going to, manage that and be ready to play each night.